summer house. It's another rainy day, but yeah, I'm hunkered down, enjoying some music, and I've been thinking about these songs for a while, and wanting to introduce them, but sometimes you've got to something in context to really get the most out of it, because, well, it's like, you know, some things wear us out if we do it too much, or have to do it too much. And it's the same with music. Sometimes songs can be sung too much or used too much because we've really enjoyed them in a moment, and then we overplay it or overdo it. It's a little bit like my work. I like my work. It's very simple. It does the job, but it is hard work. It's moving lots of boxes, or lots of times, sometimes all day, then all night, and then I enjoy my days off. And that on top of looking after children every day, where every day you're doing things what you have to do, it wears you out. You know, you get bags under your eyes, and your love in action wears on your body. But just as much as I love my children and I work hard to make sure they have everything they need, and give them cuddles, because that's actually what I need more than anything else. Yeah, sometimes we have to think, why are we doing something? Why are we doing this all the time? Why do we keep doing it? Why do we keep playing these songs? And have we played it so much that we've lost the heart behind them, or forgotten how to appreciate them? And so here I have a couple of old things. I've sat on an old luggage container that's had many trips and done lots of stuff in its lifetime and served its purpose, and it's still usable today if you really want to use it. Here is a hammer. This was a school project, caveman project that I helped with making, and I happened to be making my summer house at the same time, so it's now a feature in my summer house. So I keep it hooked above in the rafters to remind me of the hard work I put in every day for over a year to get this summer house in gear, and you know, take something that was loved already and use it again. And these hammers, this low is my modern mock-up with a bit of glue and all that jazz. You know, this is something that way back when somebody would have used to make their homes for real. And even today in Africa you will see a guy using one of these, or in the outback of South America using something like this to build his house. And there's some YouTube clips I've seen doing the guys doing this, and they're amazing. And so this same old tool is very useful for those things, making our home, even today. Nothing's changed. The radio, you know, I played a song not long ago with my record player upstairs. I've recently got myself a tape deck with a few modern things to it, but you know, for a long time everything got played through a tape cassette, and I enjoyed making mixtapes just as anybody else, and I think I might make some more of this to remind me of how great that was, of listening to these songs again and again, because actually you didn't have all the streaming, you couldn't get all the songs whenever you wanted them like you can now. But that meant you had to play the same songs again and again often until you'd got enough money to get the next album as a child or teenager or whatever. Yeah, this is the world, the whole world in my hand, and it reminds me of a song that was sung everywhere. It was sung at school, in my school assemblies when I was 4. You know, I still remember singing the songs, and you know, God seemed to have everything in his hands, and he didn't have to worry about anything, and even our relationships between each other, which is a good thing to be reminded of. But again, you know, the whole world in his hands, a song that was probably played to death, and therefore lost its appreciation of what the idea is. You know, in a world that's often feels out of our control, and sometimes life feels like it kind of comes at us a bit randomly, yet there's this promise that God has the whole world in the palm of his hand and loves us all individually, which is amazing, and has a plan for us. That's my worldview. That's what I believe. But if not everyone believes that, that's fine. But the sentiment that we don't have to feel like we have to control everything is sometimes a big load off our shoulders. And so a simple song to remind us of that is amazing to be singing to ourselves, even if we don't have to sing it to everyone else, for them to endure. And the hammer. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning. I'd hammer in the evening all over this land. It's an amazing song that was sung so much, and I heard it a lot when I was at school because they used it as a school song regularly. And just like this hammer still has purpose, that song today, the lyrics, as simple as they are, and as simply as the guy Pete Sager that wrote it, it's still today relevant. A hammer of justice, a bell of freedom, a song of love between my brothers and my sisters. If we could get some of these ideas back into our minds today, I think it might help to at least take out a lot of anxieties that we sometimes have when we go through every day. And hopefully these things in songs help remind me why I'm doing what I'm doing every day. Why do I make myself so tired trying to work hard? Why do I spend so much time make myself tired to show love to my children and care for those that I care for? And when it comes to finding friendships or finding people to work with on projects or with work, or when it comes to finding someone that might be a person that you want to walk some life with, if not all your life. These are the songs that remind me that there's good heart even behind an overplayed song. There's a purpose that's beyond the everyday grudge of work, that's more than just money. There's something great that's deep behind every blackened eye that I can take on to show love for my children, and anyone else I care for. So the next two songs, yes, you would have heard them a billion times before, and maybe you're a completely young person that has never heard these songs before. But even today, some songs can be overkilled. Baby Shark more recently, although I don't think the message is quite so profound or anything, but it's still a lot of fun, and even I sing that song sometimes if I have to. Anyway, enjoy these two classic, probably well overplayed, super catchy songs that everyone was singing all the time, every time, particularly at school. Enjoy. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters. I had a song, I sing it in the morning, I sing it in the evening, all over this land. I sing about danger, I sing out a warning, I sing about love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. But I have a hammer, I have a bell, I have a song, sing all over this land. A hammer of justice, a bell of freedom, a song about love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. A hammer of justice, a bell of freedom, a song of love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. He's got the whole world in his hands. 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 He's got the itty bitty babies in his hands. He's got the itty bitty babies in his hands. He's got the itty bitty babies in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Got your mobile phone in his hands. He's got your mobile phone in his hands. He's got your mobile phone in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Got all of your good deeds in his hands. He's got all of your good deeds in his hands. He's got all of your good deeds in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Got all the wrong stuff in his hands. He's got all the wrong stuff in his hands. He's got all the wrong stuff in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got your hopes for love in his hands. He's got your hopes for love in his hands. He's got the hopes for love in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. The whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Yeah, the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his. He's got your bad chords in his hands. So a goldie oldie, but it's a pleasure. Take care. You were always meant to be free.